They say every dog got a day where they say ain't really get to live. They say every sinner gotta pay, but I see it printed to forgive. Tribulation put you through the worst, I know why you thinking it's a myth. I woke up to your voice, it hit me where it hurts, some angels I'll never see again. Walking through the valley of the murk, trying to
Boy Can Money back with another video. So one topic I wanted to speak on today was, what me putting my ego to the side has told me. So going through life and recognizing the patterns of myself, I realized that, I had a very hard time putting my ego and pride to the side. But all I did was really set limitations on myself. So every time I wanted to go do something, sometimes even now, it's kind of like I'm putting myself in a box. In the sense of, I only tell myself I can reach this certain goal or this certain amount of potential, then, it's kind of like I draw the line with everything. And, that really kind of, puts me in the state of, I can say, like, doubt, in the sense of, me thinking I'm not able to do something. So it was times where, I didn't want to get the tough love, or I didn't want to learn from certain people. I just wanted to sit up here and think I knew everything, thought I was, better than everybody, thought I had it all figured out. But then I kind of realized that, life always kicked me in the ass every time I go by that, Life could give me, a little sample of, where I go wrong at, or sometimes it just go full throttle, and then, I'm back to square one with everything. And it's like, with me sitting up here, actually putting myself out there and actually learning from more people, it's kind of like I'm getting different perspectives. But the thing about it is, I don't actually just take the perspective and run with it. I put my own, thoughts and actions, on the perspective, and I see if it works for me or not. It may work for me better than the person who actually told me, or it may not work for me. Whichever is cool. But at the end of the day, I learned that we all need help in this lifetime. So with me sitting up here, putting myself out there, actually taking initiative to learn from other people, I ask questions to other people who know more than me, and not feel, the insecurity of, this person's going to, overpower me, or this person's smarter than me, or this person has more than me, because I realize that it's sometimes, we may be afraid to ask things in the sense of feeling dumb, not feeling smart enough, or we may feel like, this person may judge us. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. We're going to run into people like that in this lifetime, where you may ask them a question, or you may have to work with a certain person, and due to the fact that you may know less than them, they may feel like, they got one up on you or whatever. But I used to look at that as the bad thing, but now I look at it as an amazing thing, because I learned that I can't control everything. I can't control what happens in this lifetime, well, I can say for other people. For what I do in the situation I put myself in, the people I talk to, the people I choose to surround myself around, that's the only thing that I can't control, and I can't even change those people. All I gotta really worry about is me. And I'm saying that with context, because I'm not saying I don't care about my friends or family, but when everything buckles down, if I can't help anybody else, the only person I got is me. And that's the mindset I love to have, because it's not that people can't come to me or ask me questions or reach out to me. It's just that I had to put myself first. But when other people do come to me, it's not like I'm looking at them as, I'm smarter than you, or, you don't know this, or you're dumb, or you don't have this. Sometimes I put myself in other people's shoes, and I see the perspective they're coming from. But I don't baby others as well. So, if a person asks me a question, of course I'll tell them the hardcore truth, and I'll be wanting the same back. I don't be liking for people to sit up here and, try to take it easy, or try to sit up here and tell me what I want to hear, especially with me being young. A lot of young people can't take the truth. They tend to lash out, or, they tend to sit up here and feel like everybody's trying to play them, or everybody's coming at them. But, for me, wanting to be the man I want to become, I have to take the initiative to hear all the tough love I can, even if I like it, don't like it, even if it suits me, even if it doesn't suit me, or even if it changed my whole perspective of everything. At the end of the day, I gotta sit up here and take that on the chin, no matter how I feel. And I can't expect the other person to sit up here and feel sorry for me, or try to change how they said things, or try to get them to change their perspective just so they can accommodate to me. Like, nah. At the end of the day, I need all the tough love and information I can get, because that's what's gonna keep me on my toes, and that's what's gonna keep me grounded to actually get to the next level. So once I started surrounding myself around certain people, or just asking questions, even if I didn't know a person, I understood, how the greats think. People that, have more than me. And not in the sense of, materialistic things. Like, yeah, that's cool too. There's certain things I want to get, like a certain house, a certain car, but, we got to put that on the back end first and actually get to the knowledge. So people have more knowledge, more wisdom than me. I actually think strategically, in situations where they quick to think on their feet, where they quick to, how to move in a certain situation, where they're not overthinking, where they actually sit and have a plan, where they know when to do things, when not to do things, and they have a why behind it. So in the sense of, I'm not going to do this because of this, I'm not going to do that because of that. or I am going to do this because of this, I'm not going to do that because of that. So it's like everything has a purpose behind it. I realized a lot of the times, you know, I was moving with no substance behind what I was doing. I was just doing things off of whim, then expecting a certain result. And sometimes, you know, you may get things, you know, on accident, or you may get things that happen just to happen. But, you know, it's nothing really that, you know, is going to push you to the next level, or it's nothing that's going to really, you know, have you move forward. So I realized that I was just kind of staying stuck. Like, I would trick myself into this fake instant gratification mindset, thinking I'm doing something, or I'm getting this place, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, or I'm finally learning this, or I'm finally learning that. But then it's like, whew. You know, it meant to come out a little more smoother. I try to make the whistle noise, but it's whatever. But it's like, you know, I realized that high come right back down, that I'm at square one. Then it's like insanity, me doing the same thing over and over and over. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, but it's like nothing is hidden though. You get what I'm saying? It's like always like a wall there. I think I'm getting somewhere, then it's like boom, I hit the wall again, then I hit the wall again, then I hit the wall again. But what's crazy was, you know, it'd be a lot of the times I'll probably go through the same thing and don't get tired of it. But then I realize it's because, you know, I'm not taking the time to sit and think to understand the patterns of myself. Why am I doing this? Why am I feeling that? Or where is it coming from? Because, you know, we don't do things just to do things. Everything has a purpose behind it. So a lot of the times when we go through life, you know, of ego and pride, it's because, you know, we probably been made fun of, or we probably don't want to seem wrong. So, you know, I could go in the sense of fear of embarrassment, fear of being judged, you know, fear of having others, you know, look at us a certain way, or a person may view you, you know, in the good light, but then when they find out, you know, they pull the layers back and realize, oh, this is how this person thinks, or this is how this person moves, which is the real you. You figure they might not accept you, or you figure, you know, it might change the bond y'all have, and sometimes that can't be true. Sometimes, you know, everything could be over. It's like, you know, I thought you move like this, but you move like that. That's not really my speed, and, you know, a lot of people don't know how to take things on the chin, you know. And, you know, me speaking from experience, not to sit up here to knock anybody, or not to sit up here, you know, like I said, act like I'm better than anybody, but I realized that, you know, a lot of the patterns I had weren't serving me any purpose. It was just keeping me, like, in the same loophole, but I was tricking myself into thinking I was doing something. And the reason I love to bring up the example of, like, the YouTube videos, it was like the fact of thinking about uploading felt way better than actually doing it. Like, I really never imagined myself uploading. I'm not gonna say consistently, but no, I'm uploading more than ever now. You know, I was recording so many videos before, looking back at them and just turning the phone off or going to do something else and record another video, you know, never looking back at them, just recording anywhere, bad lighting, you know, mad wind in the back, you know, not trying to make the video look good, no good quality, just doing anything. It was too cheap to, you know, invest in, like, the little ring light I have. I got my phone like on like a little desktop. I was too cheap to do any of that, and that was one of my biggest downfalls, because I was just doing things on a whim, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get the video out, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting my videos out, but, like, you know, it's more, you know, purposeful and more structured to it. I have everything set up. The phone is not shaky. I'm not looking left or right. You know, I'm not nervous in front of the camera. It's just that, you know, I pick my chair, I sit down, I look in the camera, and I actually say what I gotta say. I'm still new to this, so I put myself on a timer, 10, 12 minutes. If I could go a little longer, I will, but the most important part is just getting the video out, because I understand that we all as humans can relate to a lot of the same things. It's just how we go about it. For me, I don't want to be stuck in the same place forever. And on top of that, I'm young. I got, you know, the energy, and I actually have the willpower and desire to learn. Some things get a little rocky, and some things get a little shaky though. Especially being around people, you know, who ain't on shit. It's a lot of people who way older than me, and, you know, they may feel superior around us young people that, you know, they know this or they know that. But that's not for me to sit up here and, like I said, feel insecure. That's not for me to sit up here and act like, you know, damn, I can't do this, I can't do that. Because a lot of people really don't learn from their experiences. And I think that's what a lot of people fail to understand. Just because you're around somebody that's older or may have seen more things, don't mean that they learn from it. So it could be a person that's 15, 20, 30 years older than me, and me and him actually, you know, get tested on the same topic of conversation, and, you know, I go way beneath the surface and bring up this topic, my perspective on it, why I think it, what experiences, you know, made me think of that, and, you know, how I can improve on this, how I can improve on that, and he, my timer. Anyways, but, you know, his perspective on things may be, you know, subtle. It may be mad little, or, you know, he may not actually know how to go in depth about, you know, his topic or why he even think that. It may be just be something he regurgitated, or, you know, it may be something that, you know, he know a little bit about, but it's not hitting as much. So that's why I said for me, especially being at a young age, it's so good for me because it pushes me to be more strategic. And, you know, I'm gonna make another video on that too. So my next video might be how me being 20 caused me to be more strategic. And the topic might go over a lot of people's heads, but just to give y'all a little, you know, glimpse of what I'm gonna say in the next video, it's because at the end of the day, with me being 20, off general principles, most people already set the bar low. So it's like when they hit 20, it's like nope. For a lot of stuff, that could be, you know, me trying to talk to a woman. That could be me, you know, trying to go to a certain social crowd, talk to some older people. They might feel as though, you know, oh nah, you know, he's 20, he can't relate. Oh nah, he's 20, he's too young. And everything, you know, is kind of like, you know, get him out of here, get him out of here, get him out of here. But that's forcing me to be more strategic because as I'm getting rejected from certain situations, I'm looking at other situations and I'm like, you know, only if this person knew. But it's not for me to prove myself. It's for me to always position myself. So it's like, okay, these people don't want to mess with me, you know, or I'm not accepted over here. I'm not going to change myself. You know, I'm going to stay who I am. I'm going to keep learning a lot of this knowledge. I'm not going to position myself. So when it's time to go, when it's time to shine, when it's time to talk my stuff, you know, that's what a real actual proof for show. But it's not for me to sit up here and, you know, keep trying to, you know, push, you know, oh, I know this, or I know that, or you should mess with me because of this, or you should mess with me because of that. It's in the sense of like, nah, I'm good, okay, you know, at the end of the day, if you're not rocking with what I'm saying, or, you know, or the stuff I'm doing don't make sense to you, cool. But at the end of the day, you know, I already know in the back of my head that when it's time for me to get tested or when it's time for me to actually speak my stuff, I know I could back everything up with a reasoning, you know, as to why I think it, you know, like I said, as to where it came from and, you know, the substance behind it. So, you know, that's the topic I wanted to speak on was how me put my ego and pride to the side brought me a long way. And seriously though, like it actually, you know, took me out of my comfort zone too though. I used to be scared to take a lot of risk in the sense of feeling like I wasn't good at everything, you know, in the sense of feeling like not being liked or things wasn't gonna work out. But I'm happy I'm getting these videos out, man. You know, in the future, I really want to be more consistent. Like I said, change the background and everything. But for now, I'm just getting these videos out, man. Love y'all, I'm out.